Hey you guys, so I just wanted to make a quick video to tell you guys about the purchase workshop we attended yesterday. So I made a video I think on Monday telling you guys that I got approved, or that we got I'm so sorry that we got qualified, and then I said that we were actually attending the purchase workshop on Thursday, and that I would try to make a quick video on Friday just telling you guys how that went. So here I am. Just telling you guys how it went. So it was actually last night at 6 p.m. and it was supposed to be from 6 p.m. to 8:30, but it only went to about like 8:10 or so. And obviously with COVID, it was via GoToMeetings. I actually don't know how they did these kind of meetings beforehand, so it may not be because of COVID, but that's neither here nor there. So it was on GoToMeetings, and it was actually about 32 people, I think, on the phone call last night. And it was people from a couple different places. I think all people from the Northeast. So there was people from upstate New York, like I'm from. There was people from New York City. I think there was people from New Jersey, maybe Philadelphia. I think that was all the people that was on. And basically it was just what you would imagine it to be. I'm not going to share a whole bunch of details because honestly it just seemed pretty straightforward to me. It just sounded like something that you had to, attend before you got your letter. And then after that you were able to go forth and start looking for houses. So when you attend the purchase workshop, they give you like a workbook. So it's similar to, I think, the home buyer workbook that we got when we first signed up for NACA. We just printed it. Oh my goodness. We just printed from our printer. And it basically just goes over like what you need to know about the purchasing process, right? So they basically had like a PowerPoint last night, and then they just had a couple different people go over things. So one of the guys, I think his name was, excuse me, I think his name was Carrie. And oh my god, you guys! And I know somebody's gonna complain and be like, "Oh my goodness, you're yawning too much." I'm sorry, I can't sleep. I haven't been sleeping because I'm super uncomfortable and pregnant. So just don't complain. And I have no energy to, keep making the video over because I'm yawning. So I apologize. But basically we get this purchase workshop, and it just talks about all the things that you need to know. So it talks about, maintaining your NACA qualifications. It talks about your next steps, which is viewing homes and then getting a property specific letter and blah, 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 blah. A lot of these things may not make sense, or it may sound foreign to you, especially if you're not at this process yet, because it all sounds foreign to me. So don't worry about that. As you move on with your process, you'll get the same workbook and you'll be able to read through it. I actually I'm thinking about, after I do a couple things around the house, spending a couple hours just really reviewing the workbook, because a part of the time when I was at the workshop, I was just sitting there like, wait, am I supposed to know all this? Because the guy kept saying, he was like, oh, you guys would know this if you're at this part already. And then like a couple of the things he was saying, I'm just like, um, I'm supposed to know something that I don't know, because it just felt like a lot of the things I was just like, wait, I don't know this, or I don't know this, or I don't know this. So I think the best way to figure out like the information I don't know is just to really go through this purchase workshop book and read up on things. Um, so they kept like kind of be trying to be inspiring, and was like, okay, who's going to get their keys first? Who's going to close in 30 days? And they were just like kind of drilling the fact that you still have to maintain your qualifications. So whether that mean you have a payment shock, you got to continue to save that money. You got to continue to work at the job that you're at. And if anything changes, you have to let your mortgage counselor know. They were talking about, yeah, that was pretty much it. They were just talking about how they want you to succeed. They don't want the process to slow down. They want the process to continue going. So that pretty much you need to continue to work with NACA to make sure that you're turning everything in, and that if they're asking things from you, that you're turning things in in a fast manner so that things don't kind of get, pushed to the side. So as I told you guys, our process may be a little bit slower because we're getting ready to have a baby sooner than later. So, I mean, like if I wasn't 9 months pregnant, we would be on the road. Me and my husband are looking up houses. We see some houses we want to like view. So, I mean, we would be on the road, but obviously because I'm having a baby soon, it's like it's kind of hard to figure out how we're going to be viewing houses when we have a newborn baby. Is it going to be like only one of us can go and then another one of us go at a different time? I don't know how I'm going to feel about like leaving my baby with someone. And also, I don't know how I'm going to feel about bringing my baby out. But I also don't want to wait 6 weeks. So I think it really is going to take us being creative, like maybe one of us going at a time to go see the house as opposed to us going together, or I don't know, figuring it out in some kind of way. But we are hoping, because our lease actually ends at our apartment here at the end of June. So honestly, it would be very ideal to be able to just move straight into a house after our lease ends and not have to sign another lease or have to do a month to month. So the goal is definitely to get into a house before summer, before July, because our lease ends June 30th. But we will see. Not gonna put unreal expectations on ourselves, and also we have big things going on, like having a baby. So I'm not gonna like try to frustrate myself or overwhelm myself with buying a house when I'm also doing something else that's really major right now. So also they had like real estate agents there, and they talked about and I think this is in the workbook as well. They talked about how you can use an in-house agent, or you can also use an agent that they refer through NACA, and how pretty much they think it's pretty much best that you use a NACA agent just because they're aware of all the process, they're aware of all the things you need, and they're probably able to help you to the most efficient way, because NACA has specific things that they require. So like NACA requires that you only get an inspection through through someone on their list, or NACA requires, I don't know, there's just other little specific things that NACA requires that you might not naturally find if you were just looking for a house by yourself through like a regular bank mortgage. So they were trying to kind of say like that you should use a NACA realtor, but they weren't forcing it. They were saying that you are able to use the outside realtor, but that they should attend something. I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know exactly what it is, but if you attend the purchase workshop, you'll figure out what it is. Please don't ask me what it is because I'm not going to remember. But when you attend the purchase workshop and you get the workbook, they'll be able to explain it to you. But pretty much they were just saying that there's something that your outside realtor should attend to be able to get some information about NACA, which would be helpful with them in the process. So I actually had a realtor in mind that I plan to use. It's a family friend, someone I've been knowing for a while. So when we got approved on Monday, I contacted her and I was like, have you worked with like NACA people before? And she said that she has. So our plan is just to go through her. Not that I'm totally against NACA, but from what I've heard, they have a lot of people on their caseload. So I really wanted to just go with someone who I know will be like out here really advocating for me. I'm hopeful that her experience with people from NACA in the past is going to be helpful, at least for my experience. My husband was kind of like, I think we should use a NACA person. But I was just kind of like, I want to use this person. So I think what we're going to do is try the person that I know. And like if she didn't have any experience working with anybody from NACA before, I definitely wouldn't have used her because I'm just like, that seems like it would prolong the process. But I'm assuming because she has worked with people who were in the NACA program before, that she has some experience. So we're going to try to use her. And then if it doesn't work out, then we may just go back to using a NACA realtor or something. But I'm hopeful that working with her, will be beneficial, and that she'll be able to advocate for us, and that she'll be familiar with some of the NACA policies so that we don't get caught up in anything. And then also, I'm going to read through the workbook so that when I am, going through the process, I know exactly, what I can do or what I can't do. So that's pretty much where we're at. I think I'm going to meet with our realtor today to kind of just talk about what we're looking for. So she wanted us to send her our qualification letter. And this is also something they mentioned. So NACA, you know how with other mortgages they give you like a pre-approval letter. With NACA, they don't give you a pre-approval letter; they give you a qualification letter, and they consider that even stronger than a pre-approval letter, because they're like, we went through, this person's, finances with the underwriter, and this person is going to be approved for this certain amount of money. So they were really just saying, like, whatever the qualification letter they give is a lot stronger. They give you a qualification letter, so I gave that to our realtor just so she knows that we were approved and this is something we can start looking at. And they also give you affordability form. And the affordability form just talks about like what your mortgage amount is, as well as like the maximum price amount that you can get for a house. And then in the NACA workshop, they were pretty much just saying, like, when you're looking for houses, make sure you're looking based off of the monthly amount they tell you to look for. I guess with regular, loans, when people are looking for houses, they're looking based off of like the loan amount they got. But with NACA is different because they really want you to look based off of the monthly amount they give you for a mortgage. It was kind of confusing. That made sense to me, but then they said something about like, we put this max amount of money that you can spend on a house, but we don't want you to go based off of that because sometimes that could not work. So I can't remember why exactly that's the case, but basically they were just saying when you're looking for a house, make sure you're going off of the monthly mortgage amount. So for example, if they allotted me $2,000, and clearly they didn't. I live in upstate New York, so that wasn't the case. But if they allotted you $2,000 for a monthly mortgage amount, make sure that when you're looking for houses and you're looking for mortgage amounts, like monthly mortgage amounts, make sure you're looking at houses that are $2,000 or less. Don't be looking at houses that are more than $2,000 a month, because that's what they calculated that you could afford. So they're just saying stick to that, because you're going to be disappointed if you're looking at something that costs more than that, and we already told you that you couldn't afford that. So, that was pretty much the workshop in a whole. You got the qualification letter, you got the affordability form. They told you not to really share the affordability form. That's just something for your basic knowledge, to know how much you're allotted a month and know how much your maximum house can possibly be. On that form, it also has like your payment shock, so the amount that you're going to continue saving. It has the amount of debt you have, the amount of money you pay in like your debts a month. And they also just let you know, like, don't go any more in debt, so don't open up nothing new. Just make sure you keep your payment shock, make sure you continue volunteering, and so on and so forth. So, this video was meant to be short because I feel like I don't really, it was just like, I was there because I was there, but I wasn't there. I was like there listening, but it was just kind of, I don't know. I don't want to say it was all over the place, but it was just like, it felt like they gave you the information, and really you need to take the information and read over it so that you're aware of what you need to know. I don't know that they said anything that I really was like, oh, this is like something really important. My husband was there too, so he was writing down notes. So, he probably did write down really important things. But for me, what I need to do is just really read through this book and like underline what I need to know and then start the process. So, that's pretty much it, you guys. I don't know when my next video is going to come. I don't know. Like I said, I'm having a baby soon, so I don't know when this next video is going to come. I don't know when our actual process as far as like going to houses is going to start. I'm assuming that that won't start for maybe a couple to a few weeks. So, you know, it may be a minute before you see a video from me, but just know that, you know, we are alive and we are well, and that we are, you know, taking this process on, and that we're doing the best that we can. And whenever I get some big news, as far as like, you know, if I find a house or if I see an amazing house or something else major happens, that I will definitely update you guys. Like I said before, it may not be as frequent as it has been because my life is about to change, but I will definitely do the best that I can to keep you guys updated. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I really do try my best to like reply back to the questions. You can ask questions about the purchase workshop, but I don't know that I'm the best person to ask, but you can ask and I can try to answer them to the best of my ability. But as always, I pray that you guys just stay encouraged. I know that this process is long, you guys. We have been in this process for like 16 months, literally 16 months. Our first encounter with NACA was in November 2019 when we first went to our home buyers workshop. So trust and believe. I know this process is long, and we are just getting qualified. So I know how long it can take. I know how frustrating it can be. But when you do get to the point where you're qualified, it is so encouraging. And like I say, I know that the struggles aren't done. There could possibly be a lot of other things that come up that may stand in our way. But like it just feels so rewarding to get to the process where you're like, okay, now I'm able to look for homes, because it just makes it feel a lot more real. So I pray that everyone stays encouraged, and that you find comfort in like seeing my journey and knowing that if I can do it, or if we can get this far, that you can as well. So be encouraged, and I will update you guys whenever I get some news. All right? Have a good day.